Have you ever found it frustrating that some people just manifest all kinds of money and other people struggle to make even the most basic living for themselves? Has that idea ever bothered you? I know it's bothered me. Definitely bothered me. But it's not a big mystery, okay? There's a way to get money to chase you, the way that money chases the rich and the wealthy. And it's really not that hard. It's just that these people have been taught, or they have learned, or they've grown up with the mentality that makes them very easy targets for money to chase them. And so in today's video, I'm going to talk about some of these behaviors that you want to start applying, that they're actually very simple, but they allow money to chase you rather than always feeling like you don't have enough. Now, as for me, I used to be one of those people who could barely eke out a living. And so I've lived kind of on both parts of this dynamic. I've been the person who really struggled getting money to come in. I wasn't making that much. I had $40,000 in debt. Like, it was a very scary time in my life. I've been there. And I've also now, fortunately, I'm in a place where lots of money is showing up to support me, more money than I can spend. Okay. And so doing these things has made a massive, massive, massive improvement in my life. And I highly recommend them to you. Now, of course, if you've done these techniques and seen success, please let me know below in the comments. If you have other techniques that you would like to share, please go ahead and share those in the comments, because we're all trying to learn, right, how to become infinitely abundant. So let's go ahead and share. I'd love to hear your stories and for you to share them with the other viewers as well. But the first area here, that if you want money to chase you, you really got to work on this. And it has to do with appreciation. And I know with the law of attraction, we talk a lot about appreciation and about being appreciative and showing gratitude. But what you frequently do see with people who are struggling with money is that it's hard for them to appreciate what they have. There is a very strong tendency when we don't have as much as we want to focus on the lack rather than the abundance. Okay, and I know that for me, this was absolutely the case. You know, I knew I was supposed to be appreciative, but it was hard to be appreciative when there was bills that were hard to pay, or when I felt like I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. And especially if I happened to see that other people were really doing well and I didn't feel like I was doing as well as them, it's very challenging for me to feel appreciation or to feel abundance in that moment. Here was my little hack for that problem that I'm going to pass on to you. And if you're struggling to find yourself appreciating the money that you have, this is tremendously useful. And it's really just, it's not even a play on words. It's a statement that's true. It may not feel true, but it's true. And when you recognize its truth, you can say it all the time. And if you say it all the time, it will allow more money to come your way. And the statement is this: I always have more than enough. I always have more than enough. I always have more than enough. Now, this is true. Why? Because you're still living and you're still here. Okay, so you always have more than you need. You always have enough to get by, because you've always been getting by. Therefore, you always have more than enough. Okay, now it may not be as much as you want, but you always have more than enough. Now, this is huge with the law of attraction, because the vibration of that is, I have more. There's always more. There's always more. And the law of attraction will mirror back to you what you're saying and thinking on a regular basis. Okay. And so if every day when the subject of money comes up, okay, so maybe a bill comes in and you're not really liking the bill, you don't really want to pay the bill, deep breath and remind yourself, I always have more than enough. I always have more than enough. Been getting by for however long, 20 years, 25 years, 43 years. I've been getting by for 43 years. Obviously, I always have more than enough. Okay. And so that was something that I started to train myself to say anytime I had to deal with money. Have to go pay the grocery bill? It's okay, because I always have more than enough. Okay. You know, there's a big expense coming. It's okay, because I always have more than enough. And the law of attraction listened to me. Okay. And so every time I made an expense, somehow there was money that came back to me. More than I needed came back to me. Okay. And so that's one of the first things. And it really focuses again on appreciation. It's a way of appreciating the fact that you are being supported by the universe. You are being granted resources. You are being granted money. Now, we want to get that to be more. We always want to appreciate, because what we appreciate expands and grows. And so use that mantra liberally. Now, I have some more tips here for you on how to make money chase you. But first, if you like law of attraction videos that teach you how to manifest the life of your dreams, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, go ahead and turn on the little handy notification bell. I put out content like this every single week, and I know you're going to love it. All right, now here is another fun little trick that you can do to make money chase you. It's a great habit. The last one that I gave you is a habit. You want to start saying that every day till it becomes constant. It's something that you say automatically. So if someone says, hey, how's your day going? You're like, oh, I'm having a great day. How about you? And you just automatically say things like that. Well, you always want to be saying that mantra, okay? This one is another thing that you're going to turn into a habit. And this is a habit that I picked up a long time ago, and I still do it today, and it's worked brilliant for me. And it has to do with spending your money. One thing that I've noticed that happened with me, and I noticed it in other people, is that, when we want to attract abundance and we don't feel that abundant, we often have hoarding fantasies. Hoarding fantasies. And what I mean by that is a lot of people out there, they become fixated on the idea of zeros accumulating in the bank, right? And so, once I have 100,000, once I have 1,000,000, once there's this much in the bank, once I have this much to retire. Have you ever had any fantasies like that? Do you find yourself wishing that the bank balance, every time you opened it, had some enormous number in it? If this is the case, please go ahead and share your story below and let me know about that. This is the thing. There's nothing wrong with wanting the zeros. Okay. There's nothing wrong with wanting the zeros. But what goes along with that is often that people have this idea that I don't want to spend. I got to keep my money so that I can have more zeros. I can't circulate my money because I need more zeros. And that's really not good for having money be attracted to you. So money wants to go where it's being spent. Okay, that's where it wants to go. Money has a purpose. Okay, it has a symbolic purpose. And so when we're not using money for its purpose, it stalls its energy. Okay, and so that being said, if you're like I was, so I was $40,000 in debt. Okay, I didn't have a whole lot of money to be throwing around at people. But this is a fun little trick that gets you in the vibration of spending without actually having to spend. And it's something that even though I have the money to spend now, and I do spend money now, I still play this game because it's just that effective. And so the game is very simple. You just want to get some money, and it's money that you plan on keeping, but you're going to spend vibrationally, meaning, spend it several times a day in your mind. Okay, so maybe it's a $20 bill. Maybe it's a $100 bill. If you're able to get a $100 bill, I would highly recommend it. If you're able to get more than a $100 bill, I would highly recommend it. The bigger the amount that you have for this game, the better, because the more you're going to be vibrationally spending it. And so the trick is simple. Throughout the course of the day, when you think of things that you want, if it's something that you could pay for with the money that you have in your purse or in your wallet, for me, I like to leave piles in certain places, okay? But you just spend that money in your mind, okay? So for example, right now in my office, I have $700, and it's $700 that's been laying out in a particular place in my office now for probably 2 or 3 years, okay? It's been the same $700. And so whenever I think of something that I want to buy for my business, if I want to pay for some software, get a new camera or whatever, I will look at that and I'll just immediately in my mind say, oh, okay, I'm spending that in my mind right now on that particular item. Okay, so maybe there's some software that I want to purchase that's $400, and I'll just look at that money and I say, I can buy that right now. I'm going to buy that in my mind right now. Okay, let me tell you something. That $700 that's sitting there, it's It's probably the biggest investment that I've ever made in my life, because somehow, and this is before I really had the 700, by the way, to put into my business, all right? Somehow I've always managed to find a way to buy the things that I need for my business and never have to even touch that $700. Okay, so this is a very great game that you can play. Is that it gets you out of the idea of I have to hoard things, I have to hold on to things, and instead in the vibration of I can afford this, I can afford that, I have $100 for this, I have $100 for that, and you can re-spend that same money over and over again. Again, the spending is helpful. The actual act of going out there and circulating your money is very good for attracting more money, but really it's about vibration. If you're able to replicate that in your mind by imagining purchasing something that you have the money for, you're vibrationally saying to the universe over and over again that mantra that we gave in the first step. I always have more than enough. I always have more than enough. Okay, so that's a really great game to play as well to get money to chase you. And if you enjoy learning little hacks on how to improve your life, including abundance, you may be very interested in looking into a membership with my Law of Attraction membership program. In my membership program, I have right now over 250 resources that you will not find on YouTube. They are specific to my membership program. And when you sign up, you get immediate access to all of them. And of course, I do add more content each and every month. If you'd like to take a look at what all is included with my membership program and to see if it's a good fit for you, I will go ahead and put a link to that below in the description. And if you are new to my work here, I would love to invite you to take my very quick 5-minute Law of Attraction test. If you want to know for sure that you really are the creator of your reality and what you think is what is drawn into your world, I've designed a very simple, very quick 5-minute test where you can prove it to yourself. Put something out and watch it come back. And to take that test now, please go to manifestingtest.com. Again, that is manifestingtest.com. I'll also go ahead and put a link to that in the description, but manifestingtest.com is the direct link. Thanks so much for watching today's video.